Let's talk product a little bit. I watched the documentary, The Thinking Game, along with 300 million other people. There was something kind of interesting that happened there. Throughout the documentary, yourself and some colleagues kept pointing your phone at things and asking an assistant, Alpha, what was going on. And I was yelling at the computer, as I usually do, and said, this guy needs glasses. Like, he needs smart glasses to be able to do it. The phone is the wrong form factor. What is your vision for AI glasses, and when is the rollout happening?
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. And that was our conclusion. It's very obvious when you sort of dog food these things and internally that, as you saw from the film, we were holding up, you're holding up your phone to get it to tell you about the real world. And it's amazing it works, but it's clearly not the right form factor for a lot of things you want to do, cooking, or you're roaming around a city and asking for directions or recommendations, or even helping the, partially sighted. There's a huge, I think, use case there to help with those types of situations. And for that, I think you need something that's hands-free. And the obvious thing is, for those of us anyway that wear glasses, like me, is to put it on glasses. But there may well be other devices too. I'm not sure that glasses is the final form factor, but it's obviously a clear next form factor. And of course, at Google and at Alphabet, we have a long history with glasses, and maybe we're a bit too early in the past. But I think my analysis of it and talking to the people working on that project was a couple of things. The form factor was a bit too chunky and clunky in the battery life and these kind of things, which are now more or less solved. But I think the thing it was missing was a killer app. And I think the killer app is universal digital assistant that's with you, helping you in your everyday life, and they're available to you on any surface, on your computer, on your browser, on your phone, but also on devices like glasses when you're walking around the city. And I think it needs to be kind of seamless, and kind of knows each of those contexts and understands each of those contexts around you. And I think we're close now, especially with Gemini 3. I feel we finally got AI that is maybe powerful enough to make that a reality. And it's one of the most exciting projects we're working on, I would say, and it's one of the things I'm personally working on is making smart glasses really work. And we've done some great partnerships with Warby Parker and Gentle Monster and Samsung to build these next generation glasses. And you should start seeing that, maybe by the summer.
Yeah, Warby Parker did have a filing that said that these glasses are coming out pretty soon this year.
Yeah, and the prototype design, it depends how, we're in prototype phase. It depends how quickly that advances. But I think it's going to happen very soon. And I think it will be, a new category defining technology.
Given your personal involvement, is it safe to say that this is a pretty important initiative for Google?
It's one, well, yes, but I like to, it's not just as important. Obviously, I like spending my own time on important things, but I like to be at push the most cutting edge thing, and that's often the hardest thing. And picking interim goals and giving confidence to the team, and also just sort of understanding if the timing's right. And over the years, I've been doing this, the decades now. I've got quite good at doing that. So I try to be at the most cutting edge parts of. I feel I can make the most difference there. So things like glasses, robotics I'm spending time on, and world models.
Right. Okay, so timing's right for glasses. Let's talk about ads.
Sure.
Is the timing right for ads? Let me set it up. Okay. There's been some news that Gemini might include ads. There's been some news that some of your competitors might include ads. The funniest thing I saw about that on social media was someone who said, these people are nowhere close to AGI. It's not going to be this world-disrupting technology if the business model is advertising. Do you agree?
Well, it's interesting. I think those are tells on, I think actions speak louder than words, going back to the original conversation we were having with, Sam and others claiming AGI is around the corner. Why would you bother with ads then? So that is, I think, a reasonable question to ask. But I think, look, from our point of view, we have no plans at the moment to do ads. If you're talking about the Gemini app, right, specifically, I think we're going to watch very carefully what the outcome of what ChatGPT is saying they're going to do. I think it has to be handled very carefully, because the dichotomy I see is that if you want an assistant that works for you what is the most important thing? Trust. Okay, so trust and security and privacy, because you want to share potentially your life with that assistant, then you want to be confident that it's working on your behalf and with your best interests. And so you've got to be careful. I think there are ways one could do it, but you got to be careful that the advertising model doesn't bleed into that and confuse the user as to what is this assistant recommending you. And I think that's going to be an interesting challenge in that space.
And that's what not to do. And Sundar in a recent earnings call said there are some ideas within Google of the right way to approach this.
Sure.
How do you approach advertising?
Well, we're still brainstorming that, but I think it's there are other also very interesting ways if you think about glasses devices, there are other revenue models out there.
Okay.
So it's going to be interesting to see. I don't think we've made any strong conclusions on that, but it's an area that needs very careful thought.
Just to get a definitive answer from you, I think you've given it, but I'm just going to do it one more time. I read before we met, Google has told advertisers in recent days, from last year, that it plans to bring ads to its AI chatbot Gemini in 2026. Nope.
We have no current plans. Okay. That's all I can say.
All right, that's pretty definitive.
So, yep.
All right, let's just keep going through some of your competitors. Anthropic, Claude Code, Claude Code, and Claude Cowork have caused a tremendous amount of buzz.
Yeah.
It is amazing to see what some people have done. I saw a post from an ex-Amazon executive who said that he built a custom CRM in a weekend, or actually a day and a half. Let's call it a weekend. What do you think about it?
Yeah.
And do you plan to have an answer to it?
It's very exciting, and I think kudos to Anthropic. I think they built a very good model there with Claude Code. We're very happy with the current coding capabilities of Gemini 3. It's very good at certain things like front-end work. I've been using it over the Christmas to prototype games. So it's amazing. It's getting me back into programming. I love the whole vibe coding wave that's happening. I think it will open up the whole productivity space to designers, creatives, artists that maybe would have had to work with access to teams of programmers. Now they can probably do a lot more just on their own. I think that's going to be amazing once that's sort of out in the world in a more general way to create lots of new creative opportunities. We're very happy with our work on code. We got a lot, we got more to do there. We've just released Anti-Gravity, our own IDE, which is very, very popular. We can't actually serve all the demand that we're seeing there. And we're pushing very hard on coding and tool use performance of Gemini. But it's one thing that I think Anthropic have fully focused on. They don't make image models, multimodal models, world models. They just do, coding and language models. And they're very, very good at that. And, we're pleased to be partnering on that on the one hand, and also it gives us something to push for to improve with our own models.